Yeah.
So like Denzel commits autoerotic asphyxiation on Hopper from Stranger Things to get him to talk.
That's pushing it a little bit, but I guess.
Wait, why is it pushing it?
It wasn't autoerotic. It was just straight up asphyxiation.
Shit, what? Oh, fuck, you're right. I don't know why. I guess I always thought that, like, I don't know. For some reason, I always thought that, like, whenever somebody was being, like, gassed, it was, like that. It was, like, autoerotic. I guess it's just what auto asphyxiation.
It was just erotic. And exotic.
Hello?
Yo.
Jesus Christ.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I have to turn you down a little bit.
Turn me up.
Are you using the same mic or a different mic?
Same mic.
Okay, I think something's wrong with my headset then.
Louder voice. I'm not fucking around today.
I'm not fucking around, HW. Wait, what? Homework. So what are you up to, brother?
Not much.
Okay, well that's the height of entertainment on this podcast. Let's find that out.
Live?
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock, right on the dot, man. What do you think this is? Rinky Dink show over here? This ain't no Toontown. This ain't no Toontown. Yeah, I'm on. So, you have anything to say to the viewers here, sir? Kick it off on the 57th weekly podcast.
Welcome back.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that song from?
I made it up just now.
Nice.
I made it up anyway.
I wrote that.
Turn the bass line up. No, you don't have to.
Love to God MC.
Hova. I met him.
Not really. Okay. So, oh man. So how was your week this week? We had some winter stormage. Did you have to go out in that at all, or?
I had to shovel my driveway a bunch of times, so
yeah.
That was some good exercise.
But you were you didn't have to go into the office or anything. You could work from home at least, hopefully.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to focus on anything else other than the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. Like, how am I supposed to work when this is happening?
How are you supposed to twerk?
Good question.
You're like, I whip my hair back and forth for the Bengals. So coming from a Bengals fan, this a lifelong Bengals fan, I would say, for sure. We've got around coming up on a week here until the Super Bowl where they're gonna face their opponents. Are you fully ready for this, or is this still kind of just now sinking in, or has it not sunken in yet?
Yeah, it keps sinking in every day.
It keeps sinking in.
Holy crap! I can't believe it.
But then, as soon as you go to bed, it gets away. So each day it sinks on anew.
It just gets away. It's just there in the air.
Yeah, seriously. And I don't want no ref calling bullshit, pissing me off. How the fuck do footballs work? So are you ready for this podcast to kick off, right?
I was born ready.
In the most right of ways with near news.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, baby.
Let's do it.
So, I've got some sad news here. Or not, I mean, depending. But I guess that cool, Zeus commercial they've been having with Arnold is actually just going to be a BMW Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why I got excited about that. I should have known better.
Well, I thought that it looked legit, and I was like, dude. But then the first time I saw it, advertised more than just kind of him being cool, I was like, okay, this isn't for like a movie or anything.
Well, as soon as I sent you that poster, I instantly went to IMDb.
Yeah, and looked for...
There was nothing there, and I was like, ah, damn it.
Yeah.
And then I remembered, like, no one cares about Arnold movies anymore.
It's not true.
That's also true.
That's also not true. I mean, this is a legit poster, though, so I don't know why anybody would think it wasn't a real thing. Because it says Zeus, February 2022. Then again, that is sort of, like, late to be showing a poster off for a movie. Unless it's like, this is an announcement for, like, a trailer. Which is legit, but sadly it's not. But I'm sure the commercial will still be legit, because Arnold's Captain Charisma. So,
yep.
It was the soap. So what do you think about that? Or what do you think about your nerd news? What's it going to be? Your money. Or your life.
My nerd news, I feel like we've been talking about the new Jackass movie for like years now. But it finally came out this weekend.
Yeah.
But the news is, in filming this movie, Johnny Knoxville suffered his worst injuries ever.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
You hear about this? You hear about this?
Concussion and a bunch of other shit. I was like...
Well, not only that, he had like brain damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a concussion is, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not a medical doctor.
Well, that's true, because you don't know that a concussion and a fucking brain damage are fucking in your fucking penis.
What?
Didn't you know that? I got my doctorate at Dr. Mario School. No, it was pretty fucked up.
He's obsessed by getting gored by bulls, because he's done it in almost every movie now, I think.
He's also done that stupid
he
old man shit where it's like, dude, this isn't funny.
Yeah, that's not one of my favorite bits.
I think it's like, honestly, if it was anybody else, they would have said cut this shit, but since he's like the main guy, it's like, okay, you can do whatever you want, but like, he went on to do that fucking, whatever it's called, Bad Grandpa, that was literally a whole movie of him in that stupid makeup, and it's like, oh my god, dude, like, nobody thought this was funny. Just bring out Party Boy. But yeah, like,
I did watch that movie, and it had a few moments that were worthwhile, but yeah.
I'm like, not true. You're like, not true. Don't come. Just don't show up. But yeah, like, I think that's like in every single movie we've seen him in for Jackass. Yeah, he's like, for some reason we have another stunt where someone's getting gored by a bull. It's like, damn, dude. Like, good lord. Also, like, in a lot of these, they have like a stunt where someone's being bit by a snake somewhere. Like that one time the dude was getting bit on his penis because it was dressed up as a mouse, and then this time it's like they're like mimes trying to charm a snake that's like poisonous, and it's like, Jesus. But yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, that's the whole thing with these people, is they're like, I don't know, they're also getting so old that they're like bringing in these new people too that are like literally like, well, time to fucking see if I can do these stunts too. Which is, I guess, if people were gonna try to make Jackass like a ongoing franchise, but I don't really know if I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? On like,
yeah, I mean, there is a next generation that were inspired by Jackass that are even more extreme. At some point, it's like some of the stuff they do is way too hardcore for me. Like, I'm not into.
I'm kind of like, I feel like they're definitely like getting what they can out of this one now, but like, who the fuck would go see continuing Jackass films without the original people? Not that I want them to keep doing it because they're older and stuff, but that was the whole like pull for it, was people doing these crazy stunts and stuff. But it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of like, maybe that's kind of...
No one had ever heard of them when
it's kind of passed me by. It's like one of those things where it's like the Matrix. It's like of its era. So when they came back with the new Matrix, it's like nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
So that more than anything, I guess it doesn't really matter who's in it. It's more so like, dude, this was like a thing back in like, you know, when it came out in like early 2000s. So.
Well, that's every movie now. Legacy sequels. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Hopefully, this is one that does not get a sequel. But I heard this new one like kicks ass. Like it's got it like passed Moonfall or something. Everybody heard Fawn's wolf upstairs. Thank you for the resubscription at tier 2, Cadet, who nominated the film we're going to talk about today. Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved
up.
every Jackass movie so far. So
yeah,
if they can keep it going, why not? Bring it on. Can't wait to see the next one.
Yeah. I don't think I'm as enthusiastic about it, but only because they keep doing the exact same shit. It feels like if they're gonna keep bringing in the old man shit in the bowl, it's like, okay, can we do something new here, guys? They like just fire a fucking Scud missile at Johnny Knoxville and kill him. I'm like, whoa, look at that stunt, he's dead. But yeah, so this week we don't have we don't have Recommendation Nation because that is an act segment. But we do have a segment that you came to me last night with, or the other night with, and was like, yeah, bring back Don Vito, rip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also, like, I think that's another reason why I'm kind of, like, not as, because that was, like, a big part of it was, like, Bam's crew, and, like, Ryan Dunn's dead, Don Vito's gone, and, like, Bam's no longer a part of it, so you also don't get, like, Brandon DiCamillo and all these other, like, crazy characters that, like, were a part of his crew. Like, to me, they made up, like, the other half of the Jackass crew. Like, that were more, like, I don't know, haggard. Fucking haggard. But you know what I mean? So.
5 pounds of rigatoni.
Yeah, seriously. But you came to me the other night with this one, Buddy Taylz. How did you come up with this idea?
Buddy Taylz. Whoa. Well, I saw a tweet.
I saw it.
Which I'll talk about after I tell the Buddy tale, but it just reminded me of a funny story, basically.
Okay. I like it.
So this was from about 20 years ago, and so back in the day when like a big movie came out, there was not reserved seating or anything like that, so you have to get your tickets well in advance and then stand in a big line for a long time.
Yeah, that was dog shit.
So me and some friends were standing in line for Lord of the Rings, one of the Lord of the Rings movies. And you were running a little bit late, but you showed up and got in line.
God damn it.
And it was so funny. The first thing you said was like, and you were being like obnoxious about it in a funny way. But you were like, so who wrote these Lord of the Rings books? R.L. Stein or something? And I started cracking up, but like all the nerds around us were like actually offended that you would say something like that.
Yeah, they were getting pretty pissed off.
It was so funny.
And I'm like, you know, there are fucking stupid ass dwarves in this movie. So, yeah, that was. I remember that because I think that
one
was
of your finest moments.
Yeah. I've only had a
was
few.
really funny.
Right, Matt?
I think about it pretty much every time I think about Lord of the Rings. Sadly.
You think about that,
so funny.
And you think about how Peter Jackson almost killed himself making those films.
Yeah.
Lost, like, his entire weight. Yeah, like, where was that? That was, I think, at, like, I can't remember what theater that was at. I want to say Springdale or something like that. Or
yeah, it was probably Springdale. Because that was the best one back in the day.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a legit. I remember. A story about that is I remember we were sitting watching the movie, and I forget who it was, but like somebody that was like shitting on the prequels, like leaned over to me and was just like, you know, this is better than Star Wars. Fuck those effects. And I was like, I couldn't really say shit. I was like, because everything like in Lord of the Rings was essentially like practical and like models. And, like, none of it was in the prequel. Like, I think in the Attack of the Clones had come out maybe or something like that recently. Or whatever it was. And, I was just like, no. I also wasn't going to, like, stand up and try to defend fucking Star Wars in a fucking Lord of the Rings film. I'm like, bring it on. But, yeah, I just remember that, too. Because it was during that part in one of the films where they're riding on those fucking elephant ripoffs or whatever they are, like the fucking dudes or whatever, and they had that huge fight. But yeah, But what is that? What's with the tweet?
Well, I saw a tweet and it was
You saw
annoying, and it's why I tried to not look at Twitter too much. But it was like, I'm not convinced R.L. Stine has ever truly gotten the respect and credit he deserves for being such a prolific, influential, game-changing writer in the horror space. The Stephen King of kid/teen horror. Like, I'm pretty sure he does get the credit. Like,
Right,
he's beloved
yeah.
by everyone. Like, and made millions and billions of dollars. Like,
and they're making like a new show or whatever, which is like another little piece of nerd news for you. So it's like
everyone had those books back in the day. They were super popular. So
Yeah.
I don't know what this person's talking about. But
he's like, there's no way in hell anyone's ever heard of R.L. Stine except for me. It's like, no. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, whenever somebody, like, I think it especially happens on Twitter because unlike Instagram,
you're just trying to bring attention to yourself.
yeah, like on
basically.
Instagram, you have to post a picture, and you can't just tweet out or like do some text thing where you're like you said on Twitter, where it's literally like someone coming up with some sort of like random take on some bullcrap just to, like you said, like draw attention to yourself, so a bunch of people will respond. Because as Eric Bischoff, Eazy-E himself, has said, controversy creates cash in his best-selling book.
Yeah, but that's like the coldest take ever. Like, seriously.
It's cold,
Ice cold.
but it's old. So what do you want to do first? The Royal Rumble review or Weird Watches? Do you want to do Royal Rumble review?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to
Yeah.
say about it, really.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the Royal Rumble review presented by Cricket Wireless and DoorDash. I was cracking the fuck up. Off to a great start. Fucking. Also, for some reason, there was an ad for DraftKings, and I'm like, that's a betting service? Who the fuck's betting on wrestling? It's like predetermined, and like I'm pretty sure you can find out who's gonna win beforehand online from the like dirt sheets. Like, huh? I thought that was really weird. It's like, I'm gonna bet on who dies at the end of this film. It's like, okay, dude, you're an idiot. So if anybody wants to watch this to follow along in the future when this is posted, the Rumble starts at 2 hours and 53 seconds and around 20 seconds. So, and also take a shot every time they say superstar, and you'll be dead in the first 5 seconds. Because, like, the lady's announcing, and she's like, 30 superstars, because they don't say wrestlers anymore, and it's like, they've done that for a long time, but it's just, that annoys the fuck out of me. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
So they call AJ a tough son of a bitch, the first guy out, then Shinsuke. And then from here, I don't know who a bunch of these fuckers are. Austin Theory.
I knew literally no one.
Robert Roode with a new shit theme, and then fans were chanting TNA. Always great in your federation for fans to chant the other federation.
Good.
Roode eliminated. I was like, okay. Ridge Holland, who? Then they eliminated one of the only guys I knew, Shinsuke. I was fucking stupid. Montez Ford, another who the fuck is this? Damian Priest. Sami Zayn. I've heard of this guy, but like now he's a conspiracy theory guy. I was like, what is this? And then we had like Johnny Knoxville come out as number 9. And he like legit hit AJ in the fucking face. Like he did not pull his punch. He like fucking clocked him. And then AJ just like whooped his ass with some pretty safe looking punches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Johnny Knoxville was like, I don't know how to throw a punch, so I'm literally just gonna punch you. And like, you know what I mean? Like a fake punch, it seemed like. So they were probably like, okay, and he just punched the fuck out of him. And then when like AJ hit him, it was like weak as fuck. But then Knoxville sadly got eliminated by some random dude. Angelo Hawkins. So I have a complaint just in general from Royal Rumbles in general, and this isn't like just for this Royal Rumble, but like, why would you ever stop someone from being eliminated? Like, that happens in every Royal Rumble I've ever seen, where some dude's being eliminated, and then some random dude comes over and attacks the guy eliminating the guy. Like,
Good question.
yeah. So get on that shit. I don't want to ever see that happen in a Royal Rumble ever again, but it probably will because they don't know how to write these fucking things. Almost.
Wait, what?
I know, right? AJ's past bodyguard, who's going to be able to get his gigantic ass up and over the top rope. I'm like, get your gigantic ass up and over the top rope, Lonnie.
Johnny.
Mommy.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, mommy. I'm like, do you have a problem with that, Mr. fucking Johnny? AJ went under the bottom rope, still in the match. So, like, this is another thing that, like, they need to eliminate this rule. I feel like in Royal Rumbles, not like I'm going to be out watching Royal Rumbles all the time, but, like, anytime I've seen a Royal Rumble where, like, somebody is able to go under the bottom ropes and they're like, you can go under the bottom or the middle, you just can't go over the top. I'm like, dude, it should be like if you go out the ring at all, you lose. Because why the fuck would you fight? Go under the ropes and then hide under the ring for fucking, like, the whole match and then come out and, like, fight. You know what I mean?
I also, yeah.
Because Jerry Lawler won like that one year.
Did he?
Yes! It's so stupid!
I could be misremembering this, but I wish they would put everyone in the ring to start.
No,
they used to do it that way? Or not?
There have been things where they've done that, but they're more so just battle royals. But, like, yeah. I agree with you. I always like it when more people are in the ring than less.
Yeah, because it can get, like, out of control and ridiculous.
But, like,
30 dudes.
That's another thing. I didn't write that down, but, like, that's something that I always like to see is, like, the more people that build up, the better. So, like, but that's the like, here they were literally eliminating people left and right. I mean, it's not just me that feels this way, but a lot of people complain about this because they were like, they had all these fucking no-name jobbers in here.
Yeah, full disclosure, I fast-forwarded through most of it. I just wanted to see Johnny Knoxville, basically.
Ricochet, Chad Gable, guys just did their stuff while another guy gets eliminated. Dominic Mysterio, Happy Corbin, who gives a fuck? This was kind of cool. This Ricochet guy did like a backflip off a dude's chest. It was like the coolest thing in the match, but then they eliminated him like right away. And I was like, dude, they don't get what the fuck they're doing. And then I was flipping out because Dolph Ziggler fucking came in, and then I instantly calmed down because I knew that he was going to get eliminated. Because he's like forever a jobber. Like, if you stay there long enough and they'll just job you the fuck out. Like, if you're a good worker, you're fucked. Sheamus, I put kill me. Rick Boogs is here. What the shit is this? Some dude named Boogs. Madcap Moss, another what is this? Riddle, Michelangelo ripoff. Drew McIntyre defeats Happy and Madcap. Thank God those fucks sucked. Kevin Owens. Now we've got a ring at the moment with actual wrestlers except Riddle, the chode. Rey Mysterio, the cover wrestler in the WWE 2K22 game coming November 24th. Kofi Kingston gonna have an interesting.
Didn't he kill someone in the ring?
Oh yeah, that's right. When was that? Or where was that? It was like a
few years ago.
Lucha Underground or something. He like hit a dude and the dude's like head hit the fucking post on accident and he fucking broke his neck or some shit.
Yeah.
So Rey Mysterio, the killer, entered the ring. Kofi Kingston, who usually has an interesting spot at Royal Rumble at some point, like, he got fucked up instantly. Like, his feet hit the ground, and I was like, oh my god, dude. Because they kept trying to go back to it, and, like, they had to just call it and be like, no, he hit the floor. And it was like, okay, well, this is a fuck up. Then we've got this guy named Otis, who's, like, literally a fucking barrel with legs. He's, like, a fat sack of shit. Big E, hell yeah. Bad Bunny, the Grammy artist, holy shit, he's actually pretty good. Which is weird. Why didn't they give that spot to Johnny Knoxville, who they actually promoted? Like, he should have went wild. Boo, Dolph Ziggler is eliminated. Shane McMahon, wait, how can he be in the Royal Rumble? He's the boss's son. Conflict of interest, anyone? Randy Orton, the Viper. Riddle and Orton kicking ass. Orton going to grab Bad Bunny. Brock Lesnar, I'm like, these guys all better team up on him. No, he just rapes them. The winner of the men's 2022 Royal Rumble match is Brock Lesnar, the 30th entry. Okay, wow, how fucking legit was that? This Royal Rumble sucked dick. Don't watch it.
Get rid of it.
So, do you have any other notes besides my rundown of this fucking horrible match?
No, I agree. There was nothing to it.
Yeah. It was like, this was something that could have just literally been on SmackDown. Like, why? I'm like, why? I was kind of shocked that, like, the one dude that was, like, I guess, like, he's an actual, like, artist, like, that Bad Bunny guy actually was, like, had some good moves, but, like, that does not make up for the rest of the boring ass match. Like, one dude being prepared to wrestle in a wrestling match is not fucking make up for the fact that the rest of it was barely fucking watchable. It's funny because, like, this shit was pretty bad, but I heard, like, the woman's one was actually really good, and I'm like, God damn it, we watched the wrong one. But whatever. Fact can't.
Yeah, I don't know. They've sustained for like at least 15 years of having the pay-per-view product be way worse than the free product. I just don't get how
that's profitable. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, it's also like, now how's it sustainable? Because, like, they don't even charge for this, and like if you have the Peacock network, which has all this other shit that you could be watching, it literally comes with it. So it's like you don't even have to be paying to watch the Royal Rumble or any of these pay-per-views anymore. Like, you could be paying to watch, like, one of the other shows on the Peacock network, like Psych or something, I think, and fucking get this for free. That's how bad a shape they're in, I feel like, right now, because Fox, I think, is going to buy them out, too. It's like,
get rid of them.
It's sad to see WWE go this far, but they only have themselves to blame because they've just been putting out boring products for years. So that was a fun experiment. I mean, I like the Royal Rumble. It's interesting to, like, watch usually because you never know who's going to be in it, but I mean, they kind of telegraphed everybody that was going to be in it, sadly, and that's kind of the whole mystique of the fucking thing. So let's go on to weird watches here. Watches.
What?
Hell yeah, dude. So this week we're watching Justified, and it's an American Western crime drama. I guess it was on the FX network, which I don't know if I've ever watched anything on the FX network when it was on.
Wasn't Burn Notice on the FX?
It was on USA.
That's right.
Because I remember, because that's the reason why I found out about it, because I was watching wrestling, and then Burn Notice came on. I was like,
that's right.
This is pretty good, like, but the main guy is, like, has zero charisma. Like, they fucked up. They should have had Bruce Campbell be the main guy, but that's literally everything that's ever happened. Bruce Campbell should have been the main guy. Yeah, this pretty much is like a show about a U.S. Marshal that, like, he has to go back to his hometown because he, like, did some shit.
Was it Justified that we watched Justified?
I don't know, man. He said in the show it's Justified, but I'm not sure if us watching it was Justified. I feel like, this is another one of those ones where, like, after watching it, it was like, you could continue to watch this, but, like, the pilot was also, like, a pretty good, like, movie.
Mini-movie?
Yeah, so it was literally, like, like all those kids' movies where they're, like, includes 3 mini-movies. I'm like, 7 minutes isn't a mini-movie. I'm like, this is bullshit. I want it to be longer. But, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The main bad guy of this kind of gets fucked up, and it's like, okay. Also, like, the dude in this that's, like, the bad guy is, like, literally, like, Trevor from GTA 5. He's, like, a complete psychopath that's, like, the dude's friend. It's like, okay.
I still haven't played that one.
Ah!
You get the reference.
Yeah. Awesome actor, probably most annoying character in a video game ever.
Was it actually that actor who played?
No, not that.
No,
I say, like, awesome actor because it was, I think, Stephen Ogg or whatever from, like, The Walking Dead, and Snowpiercer. But, like, he's, like, an awesome person. Like, I met him at a convention once, and he's, like, a legit dude. But, like, yeah, he's, like, that character is probably, like, the most annoying fucking character in a video game ever, because he's, like, literally the Joker if the Joker had, like, nothing to him except for just being annoying as fuck. It's like, oh my god, this guy is fucking crazy.
The annoyer.
He's an annoyer. He's a freak. But that's also my opinion. Your mileage may vary. We do have a part where a cowboy kills a racist killer. The cowboy kills the racist killer, who is a killer racist. Yeah, I don't know.
So what were your overall thoughts on, like, what'd you think overall?
I feel like this show could have done with, like, the main character being a hardened, grizzled, like, dude. Because this dude was, like, 20 years old, maybe, and, like, he apparently's done all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, like, this dude, like, looks way too young, and it's like, he's, like, a cowboy in LA at the time, but, like, it would have just been, I don't know, I could be wrong about this. I mean, this fucking show went for 6 seasons, so, but, like, I liked it. I just, I think the main guy, it would have been nice to see maybe, like, an older character play this character, or an older actor. Maybe it's because I'm, like, comparing it to Longmire, where you've got, like, that kind of character where he's, like, literally a cowboy, you know, and it's, like, he's set in his ways and stuff, but he's on the side of the law.
You're like, why wasn't Justified named Longmire?
Longmire, too. I think, I don't know, I liked it to a degree.
I'm a big fan of that actor, Timothy Olyphant, because he was in Deadwood. He was basically the main character, and that's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, so. I've never heard of him before, and I've never seen Deadwood, so I didn't really.
He's also in The Mandalorian. He plays a small character in that. But he's been in tons of stuff.
Oh, is he the dude that, like, has the armor or whatever, and then he gives it?
Yes.
Okay. I liked him in that. I didn't think that he was bad in this. I just felt I don't know.
Anyway.
Did you notice that Dougie Doug was in this?
Yeah.
Sonka Coffee from Cool Runnings as the preacher / weed seller. I don't have a lot of, like, notes on this show because, like, I liked watching it, but I also was like, I don't really know what else to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to watch it and kind of, like, just experience it and stuff. I
kind of want to watch a couple more episodes to see if it falls into, like, more episodic territory or not.
Right. Because the first one's literally like the setup for him getting to the town, but there's not really any, like, there's really no mystery to solve because they instantly know what the fuck's happening. So it's like literally there's no, like, you know, Columbo sleuthing or anything like that, which is kind of interesting for, like, a drama where there's, like, this guy's supposed to be solving crimes or being, like, at least a you know, a lawman. Like, literally they instantly are like, oh yeah, we know who did this. Like, it's like, okay, so it'd be interesting to see if that's how it normally goes, or, like, or if this is more like the Columbo route where you have to, like, they have to figure out who did it, like a whodunit kind of show. It's weird because the pilot wasn't bad, but it also, I can't tell if it is an accurate portrayal of the rest of the series, which is weird. If that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes total sense to me.
Maybe we'll have.
I did read a little bit more about the show, and I thought it's kind of cool. Like, it takes place in kind of northern Kentucky,
right?
And they go to Cincinnati sometimes apparently in the show, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be legit to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like it. I just like you said, it's kind of like one of those things where I'm not exactly sure how the rest of the show, you know, what the format is. So,
just looking at some of the cast, apparently Robert Picardo was in an episode.
Oh, nice. He was he was just in a episode of Stargate that I watched last night, like a 2-parter. Nice. He showed up as, like, an investigator for, like, the government for, like, to investigate, like, if the risks were worth taking for the Stargate program. He's, like, an auditor kind of dude, and I was like, I'm sure this guy will come back and stuff, because I think he's, like, Stargate Atlantis, but for some reason I thought he played the president. So, that would be legit. I don't know, anytime he's in a show or in anything, he's like a person like Bruce Campbell. Anytime he's in something, I'm always, like, a little bit more intrigued, because at least I'll know his parts will be good.
Yeah, I just watched a great Voyager episode where he had to put the entire crew in stasis for, like, a month.
Yeah, that's a legit episode.
That was great. Yeah. Good doctor action.
Honestly, like anything with him in that show is like legit. So
good stuff. I'd say.
Yeah.
I guess we're in agreement that it's a promising show and
yeah,
maybe worth watching more.
yeah. It's kind of weird because I don't think I've ever been on the fence more about a show because I'm like, I don't know, but that it could be awesome. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about this topic for this week for weird watches. Dude,
Shut her down.
You. Okay, so
Shut it down.
it's time for the Equalizer, for the main feature presentation, brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Brought to you by Cadet. So this was a nomination from the Buddy Boys. So this movie came out in 2014, and like, I guess it says it's loosely based on the 1980s TV series of the same name, which I had no clue there was even a TV series, but it's, of course, stars Denzel Washington, Marton Csokas, and then Chloë Grace Moretz, and David Harbour. I had to give my man David Harbour a little bit of fucking, and Bill Pullman stuff there. But yeah, it's film focuses on a former U.S. Marine turned DIA intelligence officer who reluctantly returns to action to protect a teenage prostitute from members of the Russian mafia. Principal photography. Okay, wait, we don't need that shit. Okay. I was like, principal photography, and then I go through the entire history of the film industry. It's like, cool. So we've got a quote here at the beginning. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain, a.k.a. Samuel Clemens.
Do you think that's true?
Not
true.
The two most important days in your life are the day you were born. I'd say that's definitely up there. The day you find out why. Yeah, I mean, I would think that, like, they're probably, like, maybe other important days. Like, if you're a family person and you have a kid, that's probably one of the most important days of your life, or, like, when you get married. But, like, for you, for a person, yeah, I would say, like, you finding out why you were born and what you want to do, you know what I mean, definitely is a huge deal, because there's, I'm sure, a ton of people out there that either don't find that out or, like, sadly haven't yet, or you know what I mean. So I don't know.
Well,
I think so.
I guess that day is today for me. I want to equalize.
Hell yeah. And you know what they say? Do you know what they say, Matt?
No.
It's like, you know what they say? Tell me.
No, I don't.
So we got some breakfast shake and cleaning shoes with a toothbrush action going on in the first couple minutes of this movie. I was like, oh, this guy's on a schedule. Yeah,
so you've never seen it before, right?
No, I'd heard about it.
Guessing?
I'd seen, like, I think the trailer for both this one and the sequel, because when I worked at GameStop, they showed previews for these movies, like, because they would push whatever whatever was paid to be pushed, on the GameStop TV, and this is one of them, I think, and so was the second one. But I never saw either one of them, and I probably barely paid attention to the trailer, because working there, it's not like someone comes in and I'm gonna be like watching a trailer and then some asshole comes in saying he's Vulture the Vulture or something. So no, I had never watched it.
Not wise to talk smack about a Bengal this week, my friend.
Fuck off.
Not wise.
Bring it on. Do you have anything to say?
I remember when the trailer came out for this, I thought it looked kind of generic, and I just kind of skipped it. But then I heard over the years, like, people talk about it, so eventually saw it, and I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that this is definitely, like, one of those movies that's, like, definitely a character-driven kind of deal. Because Denzel character is definitely one of those things that like you've got like the character of him, and then you've got like his coworkers, and then you've got like, you know, like just his interactions and stuff like that, and then you've got like the prostitute that he like befriends and stuff. And it's definitely one of those things that was nice to see. But like when he like it's like literally when he wants to turn it on, I guess, or has to, like it's like instant in this film, as far as like the, you know, like him putting up to like doing what he needs to get done. I found it kind of funny that like the same year that this came out, John Wick came out, and like this is kind of like, it's weird because like these movies are similar, but they're also different because like they're kind of reversed to a degree. Because like in that, you know, John Wick's like a dude, and then they fuck with him, and then he gets revenge. And in this one, it's like it's the opposite, where like I guess they fuck with him, but like he kind of like
he gets revenge for other people.
Right, exactly. But
that's funny. I thought it was kind of reminded me, at least the scenes where he like lays waste to everyone, of Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. version.
Yeah, I actually have that
Very
exact
similar.
same note. Denzel going into Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock mode, except for this actually came out first, shockingly.
Yeah.
Not shockingly, but I was like, I'm shocked.
It's right around the same time, I think.
Yeah, it was like a couple years later when they did that, but I don't really know if like that was, I mean, I'm like, Robert Downey Jr. watched this film and then fucking put it in himself. He did all of the fucking effects. But Denzel works at a Home Depot / Lowe's or whatever the hell it is in this film. Like I guess he's just keeping it on the DL because he's like kind of retired because everybody thinks he's dead that was in his past life. Which you kind of find out later in the film. And they talk about like every day he goes to this like diner, and he like puts something in a napkin, folds it, and then he like puts it in his like cup to like drink it, and I'm assuming it's like some sort of like tea or something. So that was an interesting not interesting, but I guess it was like something that like he did throughout the film, and it's just small things like that. And then there was like the he would always time himself on everything he did, and I'm assuming that like goes back to like earlier in like his profession when he had to like do stuff, covert ops. He would have to like get in and get out within a certain time, so he's literally like timing himself on everything. I thought that was pretty cool. At first,
I really liked all those little touches too. Like he has some level of OCD,
right?
He's
Yeah,
always, like, straightening things out on the tables and stuff.
He's kind of like Jack Nicholson and like As Good as It Gets, but like a John Wick version. Not to that degree. He doesn't like wash his hands with a new bar of soap every day, or like lock and unlock his doors like 5 times before he goes somewhere. But yeah. There was like, he also has like a bunch of like lines in here that are like quotes. He's like the Jedi Master in this film, where he's like, progress, not perfection, like that kind of stuff. And it's like, just like it helps like make the character. I don't know. It's also cool because he's like genuinely seems to be like a nice guy. It's just like he can do this like awesome shit. Like
it's a great character.
For these people.
Yeah, basically he his goal is only to help others.
Yeah, he's like a one person A-team Batman kind of thing.
Right. But basically he has no life of his own other than outside of like trying to help everyone else.
Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Cool character.
I did have a note here until I found out what was going on that says seems to try to be helping a youth in need. And I don't know why I phrased it like that.
Hit girl.
Seems to be trying to help a youth in need, meaning. Yeah, hit girls in this film as
You're telling me he's trying to help a youth?
Are you trying to help a youth? Denzel used to be a pip. Gladys Knight and the Pips on Soul Train. as like another joke or whatever.
Good stuff.
I have another note that says girl is being pumped out, but I think I meant pimped out. Yeah.
Probably.
You're like, probably not. Damn it. Yeah, this is another...
I hate when I get pumped out.
I've been pumped out. I get turned into a fucking tube. I'm like...
First I got pumped out, then I got turned out by Action Jack.
Jesus. So gross. He turned me out. It's like, I'm going to throw up. Helping his coworker with training for security to lose weight is like... It's like another thing in this film of like showing how much he cares about other people. He takes time out of his day to like help this guy, his coworker, like lose weight and stuff, to get the security guard job at where he works. It's just, you know, legit. Legit acting by Denzel in this. I mean, I haven't really seen a ton of just Denzel films, surprisingly, but like I was like, you know. He's
great in everything. He's a national treasure.
I just haven't really seen him in anything. Probably because we're usually watching like random sci-fi films and horror movies. Denzel's not showing up in those for some reason. So she gets a heinous.
He's not in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. He'd
be like, yeah, Hit Girl gets like a heinous beating in this film. Even though honestly, it's definitely not even close to like the worst I've seen someone have like makeup wise. Like as good as it gets, like the character when he gets his ass beat, it looks horrific from a beating. In this, it's like they just put like a tiny bit of shit on her one eye, and it's like, not that like I'm like fucking make her head cut off, but you know what I mean. It's like they definitely prettied up the fucking beating. But he does say he's gonna slit her throat next time. And we have a shot of a gun going on a bunch of condoms. Let's see here. So this is the part where he goes in and just like for the first time you see him like methodically reaming all these people. And he finds himself. So we've got corkscrew through the jaw. Shit. I didn't fucking write down all the ways people died in this scene, but I did in some of the other ones. I fucked up.
He basically turns into like Michael Myers, and he like stabs and slits people's throats and slashes people.
And then just like Mike Myers, he talks.
He's like, "Yeah, baby."
He's like, "Loomis, get your ass away from there, baby." Yeah. So he has to
stab it down.
Stab it down. That's pretty good. So he says your heart's beating 3 times the normal rate because you're losing so much blood. In about 30 seconds, body's gonna shut down and you'll suffocate. Elena, the girl you beat half to death, her life's gonna go on. Yours is gonna end right here on this funky floor. Over $9,000. You should have taken the money. And then the guy dies, and it's like, dude, that's like. This guy's like caring for people he likes, but he's like one of the coldest people I've seen in a movie. That's not like a villain. You know what I mean? Like there are times when he kills people and he just watches them die. It's like that Manhunt game from Rockstar. It's like, Jesus! But,
dude, by the end of the movie, he turns Home Depot into like Hellraiser 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
But it's like, these people fucking had it coming hardcore, man.
Yeah, that's what makes it so satisfying.
Yeah.
I'm glad they went like hard with the violence on this. I think it makes it
for sure
more. It makes it more entertaining.
So we have some sad news to report, though. Another beating of Little John in this film. There's a guy named Little John that gets a beating. So 2 movies we've watched where Little John gets a beating. I guess we'll watch a couple of Robin Hood movies and maybe he'll get his ass beat. So,
hopefully, he comes back and Halloween ends.
Yeah, as a corpse. He's a skeleton.
You never know.
He came back anyway. So Denzel's freaking Batmaning over here because he's destroying crooked cops. because they're like taking money and shit, and he's just like, I'd like to report some fucking crime. We got some crooked cops over here, and then he just like whoops their ass, and they like give the money back. I was like, dude, legit. This is when I was like, this guy's Batman, because he's not just helping people that like. He's not just like, I'm helping people like that, like, you know, like the prostitute. It wasn't like literally that's the whole thing. It's like throughout this film, he's, you know, like, I mean, his life, like you said, is to help other people. You just don't see everything else. There's a couple other things that happen where he helps people, but like one of them was off screen. But I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, apparently they have like a TV series they came up with recently that's like this, but it's like a woman that does it and stuff, but it's like the same kind of deal where it's like
Queen Latifah.
Yeah, where it's like they type in like, hey, I need help or something, and it's like goes on an ass kicking spree. Then we've got the Joker over here, the assassin guy who chokes a lady to death. And I was like, okay, well, this guy's fucking out of control.
Choked her anyway.
Fucking scary man. So this is, we've got a robbery, but he won't interfere because of the kids.
Yep.
I was like, he's about to like destroy the guy, and then fucking kids walk in.
A little baby walks through the door.
Yeah.
He's like, mama.
He's got like a cigar in its mouth. It's like Baby Herman from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He's like, it's only money, and then he grabs like a hammer from the fucking store, and then like he comes, like the fucking ring is back in the cash register that like he took, and I'm like, kind of weird to use a hammer from the store and return it after the fact. But
well, not only that, but like you'd think he would wipe the blood off a few minutes before.
Yeah,
right.
He does it in the store.
Before he puts it back on the shelf. I'm like, dude, take care of that before you go back, just in case
he does.
Someone sees you walk around with a bloody hammer.
Not only that, but they have security cameras in stores.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they be like, wait a minute, like if they went back? But then again, honestly, like
bad choice, Equalizer.
Honestly, like if anybody's ever worked retail, nobody checks those cameras, like ever. Because they're too worried about, like, you know, like, they hate their job, essentially. So, like, none of the managers are checking those cameras unless something happens where something gets stolen. So, essentially, that would probably be the worst time to take something from the stores right after a robbery. Because they're checking the cameras. So, I guess if he had done this any other time, this probably would have been okay. But, like, literally, like you said, him doing it like fucking right after a robbery. But you probably don't want to be using the place where he works tools.
And then he's just walking around with a bloody towel. What's
yeah, bloody towel. Yeah. Maybe the blood was on the towel and he was wiping it onto the hammer.
Could be
to frame someone else. But yeah, there's a cool part where he's like, Denzel's like so good at this. He's like, so, one of the other guys getting here. He's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, your hands for being like a construction worker shouldn't look like that. And he's just like, starts laughing. And they start like, you know, like he knows pretty much the guy's there to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, that's the kind of stuff in movies that like I love as far as like for a character. Not like every character has to be like fucking, you know, Sherlock Holmes or Columbo, but you know, if you're making that character like that, it's cool to see those little things like that.
Yeah, I think that's why like characters like James Bond or Sherlock Holmes, like it's just fun to watch someone who's like really good at what they do.
Exactly. Yeah, you nailed it.
Speaking of nails, spoiler alert.
I know, right? You're glitching out. So he sets up like these cameras in his own like house, and like when he like these guys come to get him, he literally just watches them. And like for no reason, the one dude knows that he's watching him. He's like, he's not here, and he's like, he ran away, or he's flying away to a different place, and he's like, no, he's watching us. And I'm like, okay, this guy knew. He's also a professional.
You could almost call it a weird watch.
You could almost say that guy was reading the script. A weird watch. It's true. It was weird.
Weird. Watch.
Weird watches. So testicles got blown. Or wait, no, his testicles didn't get blown off. I'm talking about like these two fucking cops' testicles got blown off and shoved down their throats. They were suffocated. Classic Russian mob hit, they said. I'm like, okay, well, are Russian mobsters like, what the fuck is with that, man? They're fucking blowing people's balls off and shoving them down their throats.
Yeah, that's just gross.
I know, right, dude? Get a hobby. I know a part of you died when Vivian did. I was just like, okay, I guess his fucking wife ripped, because he told earlier that, like, it was kind of weird, because he's like, oh, your wife died, but earlier he told the prostitute hit girl that fucking she broke his heart. I'm like, technically that's true, but it's also kind of a fucked up thing to say about somebody that died. I'm like, you fucking broke my heart when you died. It's like, Jesus. He didn't come for help. He came for permission. I'm like, Jesus! That's like a badass fucking thing, because it's like, this guy's about to fucking commit a fucking crime.
Yeah.
So like Denzel commits autoerotic asphyxiation on Hopper from Stranger Things to get him to talk.
That's pushing it a little bit, but I guess.
Wait, why is it pushing it?
It wasn't autoerotic. It was just straight up asphyxiation.
Shit. What? Oh, fuck, you're right. God damn it. I don't know why. I guess I always thought that, like, I don't know. For some reason, I always thought that, like, whenever somebody was being, like, gassed, it was, like that. It was, like, autoerotic. I guess it's just, what, auto asphyxiation?
It was just erotic. And exotic.
You were like, I don't know about that. Fuck. Okay, so not erotic. It was auto asphyxiation, I guess, then, right? Is what you would say? So
it was just asphyxiation.
Oh, okay. I don't know where the fuck I got auto from. So, like, yeah, he puts a pipe into his own fucking car, and he's, like, essentially, like, choking him out to get him to talk. And, they go to this factory, and, like, Denzel hands out the money to the workers. That was Puskins or Pushkin. I don't know what the fuck the guy's name is.
Dude, that was my favorite moment of the movie when he has to see the guy's gun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and he literally turns it on him.
But not only that, he does like a Stone Cold Steve Austin where he like smiles and then stops smiling.
Yeah.
It's so badass.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, what?
What?
Denzel.
Or he drives a beer truck into the factory and starts
spraying
down everyone with beer.
And all the fucking mobsters are swimming on dry land. They're like, but yeah.
You're fired.
He should have said that every time he killed somebody.
You're equalized.
Yeah. It's like, equalized to what? So, like, Denzel handcuffs all the mob guys, and, like, they find the money, and it's like, he's like, holy shit. Well, he doesn't say that, but I mean, like, the cops say that. So, like, the Joker hung up on Pushkin, the fucking ass. I don't know what this guy's name is in the film. Like, what is, like, you know what I mean? Like, his character's name is.
Yeah.
But he's essentially,
so that gets
like,
into
a
one
crazy
of my
motherfucker. Like.
Yeah. That's one of my complaints or negatives about this movie is I don't think the villain is very compelling at all.
He's just like a guy. He's a guy in a
there
suit that's a crazy person.
Yeah, this didn't do much for me, unfortunately.
I thought he was pretty like unhinged, but
he was fine.
That's about it. But that's also kind of how I feel like whenever they're just like, we're having stock Russians as bad guys. I'm like,
right,
I don't really care about this.
It felt very, very generic. Yep.
I'm like, okay, this isn't the fucking 80s. Right. So, Robert McCall. I've done some bad things in my life, Nikolai. Things I'm not proud of. I promised someone I love very much that I would never go back to that person. But for you, I'll make an exception. I was like, holy shit!
It's on.
And, like, spoiler alert, this guy's, like, literally, like, doesn't get fucked with hardly at all in the film. Like, he does, but, like, definitely not by, like, this Nikolai guy. Like, there's one fight that he has that's kind of close, but, like, the other shit, it's like, nah. Denzel blows up Titanics. I'm like, holy shit. Because he's, like, walking out.
Yeah, like, he goes all the way to Russia to, like, shut down the entire operation.
Yeah.
Like, dude. And he sets off, like, a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, it's pretty
like,
fucking ridiculous. And then the crazy guy, the Joker, kidnaps his coworkers. And then Denzel tricks him and goes to Home Depot to, like, fucking save them.
Turns it into Home Alone.
Yeah.
Booby traps the place.
Home Depot alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, because he's, like, locks him in there with him. And then he hangs the guy with barbed wire and watches him die. That was probably, like, I would say that's the most fucked up thing, but there's also a part where, like, a dude literally, like, Michael Jackson walks backwards into a fucking drill and gets his head drilled out.
At that point, I was like, is he Pinhead? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. He's like, hang around. And he spears the next guy.
Your pain is my pleasure.
And I'm like, huh?
Like, Jesus.
I'm like, well, then you must be very pleasurable, because, like, after the first movie, they all were fucking wieners. Spears, the next guy, this is truly killer Batman territory, because he's, like, literally taking dudes out one at a time, like, silently for the most part. And then he, like, cauterizes his wound with the old Home Alone fucking doorknob heating up thing. I'm like...
Yeah, I thought that was cool, and also he put, like, boiling honey on another wound earlier, which was... It's always cool to see,
and he,
like,
like
the
barely
Rambo
makes
moment.
a noise. He's like, fuck it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's nothing.
So this is a cool fight. This is the closest he ever comes to, like, possibly having an issue. He fights this big dude, and, like, he's fucking the guy up with glass, but they're kind of rolling around, and the guy gets him some good, like, punches and stuff. And the guy, he's, like, pretending to go for a knife, and then he, like, tricks the guy into going for it, and then he just picks up a piece of glass and stabs him with it. I was like, dude, that is fucking smart as hell. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they've got this thing where, like, he lures, like, the security guard lures fucking the Joker out, and fucking Denzel just shoots this guy in, like, a 50 times with a nail gun. Like, it's not, like, the guy doesn't even get a fucking chance. It's like, he straight up kills the fuck out of him. And it's like, like, this is like, what's it called, Steven Seagal territory? Because he literally is just like, this guy is no... Sometimes I like that in films where it's like, it's not even a fucking fight. It's like, literally, that's what you would do. If you had the fucking drop on somebody, you would just kill the fuck out of them. I mean, if they were trying to kill you, I mean, not like randomly. But like, all this hardware kind of reminded me of like Dead Rising, like when you could get all those like tools and stuff. Oh yeah. But yeah, he kept firing nails until like he showed like there's slow-mo kills in the rain. Like there's, you know, he's walking along where it's like raining inside because of the sprinkler system. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then when he, like you said, he goes to Moscow 3 days later and he like electrocutes fucking the mob boss guy. Because as you said, he is the Equalizer. Yeah, it's pretty. I will, like, I think I have to say, like, it really didn't matter who the bad guys were in this, sadly, because, like, even when he went for, like, the main guy, it's like, this is the first time you see this guy in person. Like, you don't even know what this guy really looks like for the most part. I think they show maybe a picture of him once or something. But it's not like in John Wick where, like, the main guy, like, when you find out what he looks like, you know, you have, like, a picture to go with, like, that, like, target, like, this guy's an asshole kind of thing. But, like, in this, it's, like, literally this one dude is, like, taking care of it the whole time, and then the last second he goes to, like, rush and kills him. So it's, like, Yeah, I mean, he kills him, and like literally his whole house of fucking guards. He like literally shuts down like the Russian mob by himself, or at least that wing of it. It's like, what the fuck. But it was kind of one of those things where maybe, yeah, this movie is awesome. Like, I don't really have anything bad to say about it, except for, like you said, it could have done with maybe like a better villain.
I also think my only other complaint is this movie's over 2 hours long. It really didn't need to be. Like, this movie should be like 90 minutes tops. I think it would have been better.
I disagree. I think it's perfect.
I'm glad you think so.
Thank you.
But those are my only real negatives I can say about it, in my opinion. Although it's really solid movie, very satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
And what if I told you the sequel is even better?
I would be interested.
I wonder if Travis like this movie is tame compared to the sequel. Like, it goes totally crazy.
Yeah, he nominated that one too for like us
Nice.
to eventually watch one day.
And they make it. There's a good villain in it, and they introduce like some personal characters, so like there's a lot more emotion in it too.
Okay.
Which, but yeah, they're both really good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was a big fan. For sure.
Cool, man.
What would you give it?
I'm gonna go with 7.95.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'd give
How about
it
you?
probably like an 8.
Nice.
Definitely. What is
You
it?
really can't go wrong with Denzel, ever. So.
Yeah. He's an actual good actor. He's legit. And the action in this was legit, and yeah. Like you said, like the only thing was kind of like that's why I took like a point off, was just the villains were a little like, who cares? So what are we watching next week for the weird watches?
We're gonna watch My Mother the Car. You hear about this? You ever hear about this?
Oh, Christ. It's like every time you do that fucking Jay Leno impression. God damn it. My Mother the Car. No, I've never heard of this before. 1966, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I remember my dad used to talk about it and how what a stupid show it was.
Like,
I've always wanted.
It was
to
like
see
kind of like when. What did he say about Lancelot Link? Because I remember you brought that up. How your dad used to talk about that show too.
I think he used to love it, but
It was like when
anything
he
with monkeys.
grew up. Did he grow up watching it, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But he said like with My Mother the Car, like was he old enough? Like how old was he when he watched it?
Probably like 10 years old.
Okay, yeah. He's like, this is fucking stupid as a kid.
Oh, we'll find out for ourselves.
That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Not true.
Not true. Not true. It's like, hey. So let's see.
It's your pick next, right?
Let me pick a something just as goofy as My Mother the Car. Actually, speaking of My Mother the Car, let's do Dick Tracy. Since they have cars in that movie.
Ultimate Link.
I know, right?
Lancelot Link.
He's like, I can't believe this shit. I'm like, why is your fucking mouth moving like 10 hours after you speak? But yeah, so
That's awesome.
yeah,
Great pick.
been a while
Can't
since
wait
I've
to
seen that film.
That's been forever.
Yeah, that movie was a huge deal at the time too.
Oh yeah, big time.
Check out the AVGN episode on the video game. It sucked monkey fuck. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about the Equalizer?
Nope, it was a good pick. I'm glad we watched it, and it was fun
me
to talk
too.
about.
Do you have anything else to say about anything else?
No, another perfect episode in the books.
Are you ready?
Nailed
Are you ready to have a fucking another buddy tale for next time?
it. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
For work.
it's
A lot of work to do.
I thought you said it's a work. I was like, what? It's a work. So I guess we'll talk to you guys later. So Super Bowl is Sunday. Are we gonna be doing this Thursday or Saturday? Or I'm assuming you're probably doing something on Saturday, like having a Super Bowl thing, right? So should we do it?
Well, yeah, let's
do it Thursday.
maybe we shoot for Thursday.
Thursday it is. I guess we'll see you guys this Thursday. I guess 6 p.m. Same bad time, different channel, or same channel, different time. So
See you then.
see you then.
Bye.